Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about American politics in the Joe out, Kamala in era. And we're going to talk about what could be the most important debate in history. And we're going to talk about, is there any path to Kamala winning this debate? All right. So let's get into this, right? So, first of all, we got to talk about what Slate Political Gabfest just talked about. They talked about the Trump Harris debate that's coming up, and the first thing they said is the first thing we always say is everybody calm down. Debates don't matter, right? That was the bog standard wisdom for every political pundit 2 months ago, right? Debates don't matter. The only people who watch them are political wonks. That includes me. I am a political wonk. I watch politics the way you watch football, right? One like I'm like, ooh, give it to me. I'm very excited about it, right? And the drama, I like the drama, and I like the excitement of it, the dynamism of it, right? Like, I like politics. I like to see the events, right? But what's really fascinating is Slate Political Gabfest. David Plotz was like, "This is the most historic debate ever. Like, this ended an incumbency, right?" Joe Biden was the man. He had the delegates. It was done, right? The lasagna was baked, right? He slammed into a wall so hard it shocked him. Pelosi and George Clooney ended him based on one debate performance, pulled him out like a dandelion. Done. And that's shocking, right? Before, we were like, debates don't matter, right? Debates don't matter. Only political wonks watch them. Regular people don't watch them. And I have to admit, most of the words in most debates never matter, right? Oh, hey, Donald Trump, what's your opinion about Medicare? Tell us again. Let me ask this question you've already answered for the AP. You've already answered for the Wall Street Journal. You've already answered for the New York Times. Can you just say it again? Right? Like, that's most debates. It doesn't matter, right? So what can change here, right? So first of all, what is happening in this Kamala Harris, in this Harris Trump, in this Donald Kamala debate? I like saying that better. In this Donald Kamala debate, what is happening? And actually, you know what? We'll be fair. Let's say the Kamala Donald debate. What is happening in the Kamala Donald debate? Okay, here's what's happening. First of all, you are watching history in the making on a Donald Trump side, right? And you are watching history in the making on the Kamala side. So what is the history in the making? Okay, so on the Donald side, you are seeing a man who has absolutely shattered the foundation of American politics. There's nothing left, right? It's just broken glass on the floor, right? So how so? Well, first of all, there's what are Harris's paths to winning the debate? Traditionally, one of the things that the Democrats are talking about right now, what if Donald Trump is incoherent and can't speak sentences? Will he lose? No, absolutely not, right? He could get up and do the same like rambling blah blah blah, like I can't complete a sentence, that Biden did. He's not going to lose. And the reason why that will not lose him, that I don't think that would even lose him the debate, right? And the reason why is Biden didn't have, the Democrats completely abandoned Biden. They completely abandoned Biden on a bad performance, right? I'm telling you right now, Trump supporters, they will do anything for him. They will do anything, right? Everybody keeps saying they're going to imprison Donald Trump. You will never see Donald Trump in prison. You know why? His supporters will tear the building down brick by brick, right? When he almost didn't get elected, they invaded the Capitol, right? Like his dude, Biden didn't have anybody who would stand with him. Trump's people, they ain't going anywhere. That is sealed in cement. Sealed in cement. Right? They're not going, his supporters are not going anywhere. Biden's supporters were barely with him. The minute he had a misstep, Pelosi was like, right? Like, right? And George Clooney was like, done. Right? Like, it's just, that's it. Right? Like, and he was out. So one, Democrat backing is fickle, right? Republican backing, no, that is written in stone. Okay? All right. So the other thing is, can Harris embarrass Trump? Okay? I think the answer is no. There is a 1% chance, okay? But 99% chance she's going to bring out the same tired rally lines. You're a convicted felon. 34 felony convictions. You're a convicted felon. You said that a week ago. You said that a month ago. All it did was help his poll numbers. Doesn't matter, right? It does not matter in the least. Hasn't lost him a single point in any poll, right? It hasn't lost him a single electoral vote. It's actually improved his numbers, right? So one, if she brings out the same old low-frequency, tired Democrat noise they've been spewing for a week and a month and a year, ain't nothing going to change. Right? So and here's the other one, right? You're like, well, couldn't she say something to embarrass him? And this is why I'm telling you, this is completely unprecedented. Donald Trump doesn't have any shame, right? Like he doesn't suffer shame the way you and I do because he doesn't have any relationship with morality. He lies constantly. He doesn't even know the definition of truth, right? So the reality is he can't really be embarrassed because he doesn't acknowledge a morality achievement that he needs to make. He doesn't think that he needs to be good. He thinks he is good because he's Donald Trump, right? So you can't embarrass him. You can't shame him because he thinks his evil is good, right? And so I think most people do not understand this, right? Like that one of the reasons why Donald Trump is such a vicious political predator, right, is that every rule that every other politician plays by, Donald Trump doesn't even acknowledge it, right? And so he cannot be really embarrassed on the stage with almost any traditional line. And you could tell from Harris's rallies that she doesn't understand this. They're just using the same tired, and you can also see like the podcasts are like, oh, this weird insult has stuck. Has it? And here's the issue, right? The problem with the weird insult on Republicans is you don't go, oh my goodness, the Republicans are weird, right? And we should hate them because they're weird. We should think less of them because they're weird. I'm like, wait a second. You Democrats have been carrying a banner for weird for decades. You're saying, hey, if you have an unusual aspect of your personality and you're weird, bring your freak flag. Like that, that has been a thing. Democrats have been a champion for weird for decades. So this one thing they got to stick doesn't even fit with their own mores, right? It's incredible. So I don't think either one of those are a path to victory for Harris. Now, what does Donald Trump need to deal with? Well, first of all, this debate is his to lose. He's already going in with, Harris has 0 points. He's starting the debate with 10, right? And you need 20 to win, right? So that's the standings right now. This is his debate to lose, right? So is there a way that he can lose to Harris? Yes, there is. 1% chance, right? So all Harris has to do to win this debate is to say, I am announcing now a new policy change. We just went through the convention. They literally announced nothing new, not one single change, right? And so everybody voting for Harris is like, do you want the last 4 years again, right? And A lot of people are like, yes, because not Trump is my vote, right? So right now, that's the entirety of it. The people who are voting for Harris are like, we don't ever want Trump as president again, right? But the reality is that's not enough to get people excited. People want to vote for a candidate. They don't want to vote against another one. And if they were passionate and they really did, but even if they are super passionate against Trump, there's a lot of reasons for Democrats to not like Harris, right? So one, Harris has been highly ignorable the entirety of her entire 4 years, from 2020 to 24. She never put forward a single good idea, and she never accomplished anything, right? You know, so what can she do? She can bring out and innovate. What could she do to beat Trump? There's a few things, right? She could come out and she could say, colony on Mars by 2026. By end of year, EOY, end of year 2026, I guarantee 12 people living on Mars. We will have billions of dollars in infrastructure built, not on this planet, but on Mars. That could be huge. And the reason why is, one, it would shock everybody. It would be something real, something innovative, right? And it really would get a lot of people excited, so something like that I really think that could work, right? Is she going to do that? 99% chance no, right? The other thing she could say is, listen, you guys know me. I've been showing up for work from 2020 to 2024. And she could do a dominoes, right? So this is another thing she could do to find a path to the win, right? She could say, listen, actually, this is astounding. You look it up. If you don't think what I'm saying is true, look it up right here on the internet. You'll find it. Domino's did a national ad campaign and goes, you know what? Our pizza sucks. It's not good. Our pizza is not good. And we're going to change everything. We're going to change it all, right? And it really got people who were like, what? You're doing an ad campaign to say you realize your pizza sucks, right? And then you're going to fix everything. You're going to fix the boxes. You're going to fix the drivers. You're going to fix how the pizza is cooked. You're going to fix the ingredients, everything, right? And Kamala could do that. She could have a come to Jesus moment and be like, you know what? 2020 to 2024, I thought my job was VP. I didn't really, I didn't stay extra hours at the end of the day, right? But I realized the country's in real trouble. You need real solutions. New Kamala on day one. New Kamala on day one. Things are going to change, right? I'm going to work hard for you. I'm going to do things that are different for you. I'm going to take risks for you, right? And she could, and I don't even think she would have to even say what her changes were or what her new policies were. She could just admit the pizza sucks, right? That it shocked people, right? Nobody had ever seen an ad campaign like it, right? So she could do the Domino's the pizza sucks maneuver, right? And then the last one is, she could say this super clear, and she could say, listen, 51% of you out there are women. We're all women. Let's take over the world, right? And just rip the artifice off and say, listen, we literally outnumber men, right? Let's just use the power. You want feminine power? Get it literally, right? I'm the first woman who's in position to be the US president, right? And all you men, you can kick rocks, right? Women, we got to do this on our own. This is for us. And you are all going to vote for me because we're all women. And ask your husband to join you, right? And just be honest. And that's another thing. It would be shocking, right? Because there's so little there's no honesty. There's no honesty in any of the political speech we've heard, right? There's gaslighting on both sides, right? And actually, to tell the truth, I don't think there's not actually gaslighting on both sides. Donald Trump doesn't gaslight. He lies constantly. And one thing that is refreshing about Donald Trump is you don't have to believe anything he says, right? Because like it's all lies, right? Like it's just like you don't take any of the words he says seriously, right? Because none of them matter, right? What do you know about Donald Trump that will be true? Things that he never says. What will Donald Trump do? He will do a couple things, right? He will run the Republican playbook, right? And he will bow to evangelical Christians. Period. He's never said either one of those, right? But they are both true. And we know him to be true. He delivered judges. He rolled back Roe v. Wade 30 years in half the states in America, right? And by running the Republican playbook, chicken in every pot, 2 cars in every driveway, right? There you go. So that's my take. The reality is I don't see there's any path for Harris to win, except for the 3 things I said. And my issue is she has a 1% chance of saying any of those. Any of those. I don't think she'll do it, right? It would take 2 down there to do any of them. Take real courage, real grit. I don't think Kamala Harris has real courage or real grit. I think she is. I think she kind of blows in the wind, right? Like she's going to go in the direction of the wind, right? And right now the wind ain't blowing in a way that's going to allow her to beat Donald Trump. In my humble opinion, this debate is perfunctory and a 90% lock win for Donald Trump. I predict Donald Trump will win this debate. Every single word you just heard is my humble opinion. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider like subscribing and have a fresh millennium.